Throughout the centuries, grand illusion has been the most spectacular form of magic. It's provided the most bewildering and mind-boggling miracles. Grand illusion falls into four major categories: suspensions and levitations, appearances and vanishes, the divided woman, and transformations. More than 50 years after his death, Houdini is still regarded as the most outstanding practitioner of this art. He always delighted the crowds. Houdini could never resist the opportunity to defy death and reality. The great Blackstone, who billed himself as the king of magicians, was also a master of grand illusion. His was the era of the traveling magic extravaganza, the giant stage shows that highlighted performances by Keller, Thurston, Chung-Ling Soo, Dante, and Gwyn. They were the forerunners of the current modern masters. Remarkable performers who combined the rare gifts of technical genius with theatrical originality. Today, the greatest names in grand illusion are Blackstone Jr., Siegfried and Roy, and Mark Wilson. Tonight, for the first time on television, they have gathered together to astound and amaze you. The challenge is yours. These modern wizards will defy you to figure out, why is this tiger growling? Where is this automobile heading? What will become of this woman? Watch closely. Maybe you'll see. Mumbo jumbo, abracadabra, hocus pocus. It's magic.
An evening of grand illusion and comedy, starring America's foremost magician, Harry Blackstone Jr., with the legendary Slydini, the great Tomsoni, plus a special appearance by the superstars of magic, Siegfried and Roy, the Bob Rosengarten Orchestra, and special guest star, two-time winner of the Magician of the Year Award, Mark Wilson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Dick Cavett.
Thank you. Very nice of you, and welcome to a program called Hocus Pocus, It's Magic. And this show is going to be full of some of the most dazzling and mystifying illusions in the world of magic. So I know you're going to enjoy it. Later on, for example, there will be an amazing feat in which you will see me disappear down a tube, which is something I've done on TV before, but not quite so literally. So anyway, that's just one of the tricks that will be performed by the very talented Mark Wilson, one of the world's great magicians. And Mark has another trick in which, in the space of a few seconds, he makes an entire automobile disappear. Now, as you know, there are kids on the streets of New York who can do it even faster. Another great act on the show is a famous act, Siegfried and Roy. And you will be seeing them in a live pickup from Las Vegas. It's an astounding act. They have a lion, a tiger, and a panther in their act. They used to have a cheetah, but as you know, they don't allow cheetahs in Vegas. Anyway, we have lots of thrilling entertainment in store for you tonight. Harry Blackstone Jr. will be with us again. Harry is going to do something called the Giant Buzzsaw, and it's all ready to go. The only problem is, as far as I know, the band hadn't found the proper music for that. Do you have something now? Okay. If you play I Saw You in My Dreams, I'm leaving. It would be a dreadful joke. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like you to meet our musical director, Bob Rosengarten, right there. I would like to show you something. Now, I think probably a lot of you know that years ago, when I was a kid, I was a magician. And on the last one of these shows that we did, I performed my brilliant rope trick, which a number of people did write in about. Now, I did that on the earlier show, so I can't actually do the same thing again. So what I did was I tried to learn a new one for you tonight. Now, the problem is that I've been away from magic so long that it's hard for me to learn a new trick at my age. They're very, very difficult, and I had forgotten how hard it can be. So what I'm going to do here is show you what I've learned, and maybe we can figure out among us why this thing is going wrong. I thought it'd be a little interesting for you. If I expose it, we can, cut it right out of the show. I'm working on a trick in which they tell you to do this, to take a single piece of rope like this. That's what I have here. And to hold it like this and make the ends even. Everything has to be even, okay? Fair? Now, I have to find the center, put it in the middle right here. Now watch, see if I actually cut. Look, you can come in close if you like, but not for long. Okay? Fair? Now, the part that I don't totally understand about that makes 2 new ends. As you can see, we now have a total of 4 ends, right? Now, everything isn't exactly even, but obviously the instructions for this trick were printed wrong, because it said that if you take one end and bring it up to the top like that, so you have 3, and you take the other end, now wait a minute. Yeah, if you take the other end and bring it up to, I don't know, wait a minute, that can't be right. Can that be right? Oh, wait a minute. You see the problem here, because now I have new ends, new rope. I think what I do at this point is something like, that looks like this. Now, this is confusing, because as you try to turn the page and learn the trick, it tells you to cut the center again this way. Can that be right? Yeah, and then again until these ends hardly exist anymore. Do I appear to be cutting them fair and square? Look, more. Now, that eliminates the center of the rope. You still have the original 2 ends, but then 2 pages were stuck together, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do at this point. You see? I had something in my act as a kid that a man taught me at the St. Louis Magicians Convention in 1952. I put it into my little magic act. Every magician who has seen this has expressed utter astonishment at it, and apparently nobody else does this. I don't know how I can convince you. How close can you come in on this ring? Let's just experiment on the monitor. Can you come in on a real tight close-up of this on any one of the cameras? You can tell by the sound of a ring that's solid. Look. Can you hear that? No cheating. Now, this is a very unspectacular thing. Have you ever heard that you can't shoot a bullet through a silk handkerchief? I was taught to make 2 solids pass through each other. I assume you'll believe this is a silk handkerchief. And this is really all there is to it. It won't look like much, but it's rather amazing. Now, suppose I were to lower this in there like that. Is the handkerchief inside or outside the ring? Inside. So to get it out, I would have to go like that, or like this, or if I even tried to do it fast, it would look like that, right? Okay? Is everyone with me so far? Okay. Now, is the handkerchief inside or outside the ring? Inside. What if I could do that? Is that amazing? Now look. I said there isn't much to it, but you will now think, well, obviously it wasn't inside the ring. Now look, is it or isn't it? Is it inside? Okay, now I'll try to bring it back through. Okay? Now, one more time. Is it inside or outside? Inside. Look, if it weren't, I couldn't do that, right? This is the absolute spectacular finale of this. Okay? Now, is it still inside? Yeah? Okay. What if I did that? We're coming to you from the Sullivan Theater on Broadway, and it's the same stage where many of the greatest magicians of the past performed their grand illusions. Tonight, through the magic of television, more people will see our modern illusionists than the total number of people who saw Houdini perform in his lifetime. I guarantee that Hocus Pocus, It's Magic will be surrounded in mystery, but all of the tricks that you will see here tonight, you will see performed by the wizards themselves. In other words, not by electronic wizardry. Television is a marvelous medium for magic because it can bring you right into it and allow each viewer to see the illusions as if he were here in a front row seat. But none of tonight's magic is tampered with in any way. There will be no camera tricks, no special effects, no electronic gimmickry of any kind. What you see on your television screen is exactly what you would see if you were in a front row right here in the Sullivan Theater. Okay? The man you're about to see, Mark Wilson, is the only two-time winner of the Oscar in the world of magic for combining technical skill with the performing of magic. And Mark and his wife, Nani, and his son, Greg, are regarded as the first family of the world of magic. And from his broad background of technical knowledge, Mark has been able to devise what may be the world's largest array of baffling mysteries. So expect the unexpected when he's on stage. Here is Mark Wilson.
Thank you very much. And now, we're going to take you for a ride, a very special ride, on a very special train with Nani Darnell and the Alakazam Railroad. Here we go. Put your hands out. Now, I'd like to show you something that visitors to magic shows have never had an opportunity to see before. We're going to show you how a grand illusion works. We're going to let you in on the secret. Now, in order to do that, I'm going to take you backstage, back behind the prop. So if you'll come with me, I'll explain how everything is set up. What's going to happen? We're going to show you a backstage view with this handheld camera right here of how Greg is produced magically from inside 2 empty boxes. Okay? You're going to get a view that only assistants and stagehands usually get. Also, in order to do this, occasionally you will see our very nice gentleman here in the picture with the cameras. Okay? You all set? So here's our audience out here. Remember, you're watching it from backstage. And Greg, you have to put your foot up here because they're not supposed to know that you are here. All right? Okay. You know your part. You know your part. You must promise not to tell. Here we go. Baffling productions, a magical appearance, a fantastic trick. Watch closely. 2 empty boxes. Welcome.
And how did you do that? I was in my dressing room having a massage, and the next thing I knew, bang.
Now Greg's up there enjoying himself.
Well, I hope so. I have Greg concealed in my sleeve. I think they all realize that.
Yeah, I've got a little thing. You know, we've been doing illusions. I'd like to show you a smaller trick.
Can you produce a bottle of smelling salts? I could use that to do something in the smaller scale, which is no less amazing than the great stuff.
Right, I have it right over here.
Okay, let's step over there. Will you ever tell me how you did that? No, okay. Now, if you will show me something on a smaller scale, I'd appreciate it.
I think that some of the cleverest things are done with playing cards.
I agree.
A deck of cards. So, we're using a transparent table so the folks can see there are no trapdoors or whatever, all right? I believe we'll do a trick with the 4 aces.
The 4 aces.
You remember them?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
Wonderful act.
Right.
The one guy sang out of key, but the rest of them were great.
Now, this is nice for television because it's easy to follow because you just use the 1, 2, 3, 4 cards, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Now, if you would hold out your hand like so.
This hand?
Right, either one.
Okay.
Good. I'm going to place the ace of clubs here.
Face down.
Right, face down. That leaves me with 3 cards. All right? On top of the ace of clubs, we place the ace of spades.
Face down.
Face down. Now, the object is to remember where the aces are, the ace of spades, the ace of clubs. There is 3 parts to this trick. The first one is where we make the ace of spades that's on top.
Yeah.
Change places with the ace of clubs. And now the ace of spades is underneath, and the ace of clubs is on top.
I felt it.
Yes. The second part is to make the ace of spades go back to the top.
No one
Ace
can
of
do
clubs
that.
go back to the bottom, and now they're back the way they were before.
How about that, ladies and gentlemen?
Fantastic. Even more amazing is the third part, where you make the ace of spades and the ace of clubs come over here to my hand. And if you would turn over that.
You mean I have another ace of spades and ace of... Nice. That was nice. As we say in the trade, beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
There's one big one that I want you to do now, and I think you know the one I mean.
I know the one we rehearsed.
Yes, the one we rehearsed would be convenient.
I'll go get
Great.
ready.
One of the challenges to a modern-day magician is to take some classic illusion and bring it up to date, and that's exactly what Mark Wilson has done with this. This illusion, all magicians know, was originally seen in Thurston's Wonder Show of the Universe, and that would be in the year, I think I'm right on this, 1935. It's had various titles, The Disembodied Princess and various forms, The Girl Without a Middle, and so on. It's one of the most amazing things ever presented, and you won't believe it, but watch it anyway. Mark Wilson. Spectacular magic of Siegfried and Roy has so enthralled audiences that they have been voted in Las Vegas, the Las Vegas Entertainment Award, as the most outstanding act in show business for 4 consecutive years. They have a breathtaking act. It features a 5-year-old African lion, a 650-pound Bengal tiger, and a snarling 2-year-old Black Panther. And tonight our cameras have been permitted inside the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, where in a special live appearance you will now see the 2 superstars of magic, Siegfried and Roy. all grand illusion combines the elements of amazement and entertainment, and our next performer will both amaze and entertain you. I can promise you that. For his originality and his technical expertise, he was voted by his peers the best stage magician of 1977. Ladies and gentlemen, the man who bills himself as Poland's foremost conjurer, the great Tomsoni and Company.
Good night.
Like his father before him, Harry Blackstone Jr. is known as the modern master of grand illusion. And the world-famous Blackstone Magic Show is now in its 80th year, and it continues to baffle audiences all over the world as the, I guess, largest illusion show in the world. So, ladies and gentlemen, will you welcome, please, a great name in magic, Harry Blackstone Jr.
Wait. I thought I was going to. Well, why don't we?
Why don't we? Listen,
Right.
let me try to explain this to the people. There's a classic of magic known as the floating bird cage. Years ago, I tried as a kid to do this trick, but I found it so difficult just to hold the cage because I was quite small. And to make it float in the air eluded me. I could never, ever bring it off.
Oh,
Harry
this
Jr.
is actually
can.
your cage.
This is my cage. I bought this 25 years ago.
That's true.
And Harry works with a bird, as you can see.
Well, it makes mine easier because the bird carries part of the load.
Also, the band refused to work with a non-union canary.
Right.
So, so I'm standing here birdless in front of you. But anyway, we're trying to make magic history here today, and so we're going to try this together. The
Have
twin,
both of them float.
twin floating
Right.
cages.
Right.
And how should we do this, Harry? Should we just do it regularly?
Well, one.
It's a little harder for me, so let's do it on the count of 4.
All right.
Okay. Anything
on the
else?
Count of 4.
Is there anything else they need to know?
No, just watch, and you won't believe what you're about to see.
That's for sure.
I don't believe what I'm saying now. Are you ready?
Yeah. Why don't you count?
All right. 1, 2, 3. Oh! 4.
Did yours go?
I think so. You did it.
Wonderful.
I think that came off very, very well.
I think it did too. I lost a foot from nerves in that. But when the trick started, I was as tall as Harry was. What should we do for an encore?
Well, I have a special illusion that I would like to show to you and to our friends at home. This, as a matter of fact, since this is the theme of grand illusion, this particular illusion that you're about to see is another grand illusion that really is kind of in the area of a torture trick.
Ah, does it have a name?
Yes, it's known as the torture trick.
The torture trick. Does it involve any of the well-known instruments of torture?
No, this one involves something that is found in the common home, a light bulb. In
Light
fact,
bulb.
several. May we show you?
Oh, I hope Con Edison doesn't fail us during this.
Maestro, ladies and gentlemen, if you please. What you're looking at is indeed an instrument of modern torture. Perhaps the most insidious, the most treacherous object of torture since the daytime quiz show. 24 long electric light bulbs and the front panel with corresponding holes. In fact, if someone were placed here in front of those lamps and then the lamps pushed through, will you be the judge? And now the victim. There you see each and every light, each and every lamp. Through. And the young lady still on the inside. Each and every light, each lamp, right through the young lady. Believe it, because you see it. Ladies and gentlemen, I think in the area of magic that one area that perhaps is not given enough credit as being fun as well as stimulating is the world of the mind, this world of nonverbal communication that we sometimes refer to as extrasensory perception. Now, I do not want to give the impression that this is something that I alone can do, because it's in fact something that each and every person at home and here in our studio audience has the ability to do, if you will. Now, it need not take a great deal of training in certain instances, and I thought it would be fun to, well, let's try an experiment in which we try what could perhaps be the ultimate of passing thoughts from some to others in the audience. Now, I'm going to step into the audience and invite several to come and help me out. If I may, please, like the gentleman right here. Are you busy? You're not. Would you come up and join me, please? And this gentleman here. Hello there. You've got a great big piece of camera up there, haven't you? Right up here? That's fine. All right. Would you like to come up and help? Sure. The gentleman with the duration haircut right there. You come on up, too. That's fine. Are you busy? You're not? And you, sir? Oh, big fella, aren't you? All right. Oops. Hello, cameras. Come right up here and help us out. I thank you very much. One more coming. Thank you. The last one, would you stand right over on the side? Bobby, thank you very much, my friends. Gentlemen, I thank you for coming up out of your nice warm seats onto our hot stage. May I first of all impose upon you to make a straight line out of it and facing out towards the audience and toward the lights. Straight line, please. Good-looking group. How are you this evening? Good, good. Gentlemen here, would you step forward? I see you couldn't decide which suit to wear, huh? Looks very nice, though. I'm sure it'll come back. What is your first name?
Bob.
I see your first name.
Bob.
Bob. May I call you Bob?
Sure.
Good. You can call me Mr. Blackstone, then, if you will. Now, Bob, step over this way, because I have embedded in my side right over here, by prior arrangement with our wardrobe department, this deck of playing cards, some 52 pieces of pasteboard. Now, before we go any further, confirm, do you know one playing card from another? You do?
Yes.
Good. What's the other? Now that we understand one another and you understand the level at which we're going to be performing, may I give this deck of cards to you, and would you shuffle them thoroughly so that they're not in any prearranged order? In other words, you make sure that it's an ordinary deck. You may examine them thoroughly. First time on home box office?
Yeah.
Very good. Mix them up thoroughly. Did you thoroughly examine them? Make sure each and every card is different. That's fine.
Okay.
We're going to do a card trick. Good. Now then, I would like you to choose one of these gentlemen behind us up here to help us out. Just one of them. Ask him to step forward. This young man, would you step on the other side over here in the place of honor? Now then, our deck of cards. Oh, you didn't get a chance to see these, did you? You were standing back there minding your own business. Step over here. I want you to look through here and tell if you think this is an ordinary deck of cards. Say yes.
Yes. It's ordinary.
Ordinary deck. You found it to be ordinary deck?
Yes.
Yes. Good. Now we have the honest opinion of two obviously honest gentlemen. Your name?
Mitch.
Mitch. Very good. Now, Mitch, I want you to watch my hands during this. Make sure that nothing, and I mean that nothing, goes up my sleeves. You may examine them before we start, but you can be assured that if I would let you look, there is nothing there. All right. And your first name?
Bob.
Oh, you're the same fellow as here before. All right, Bob, I'd like you to place your finger into the deck, selecting one card from the deck, either above or below the finger. Lunging straight forward with your index finger into the deck, if you will. No, not on it, in it, if you will, please. Bob, come here a second. No, that's all right, Bob. Sometimes we have these problems. Have you had this one long? You're a little tighter. I'll tell you what, hold your finger still, let me go to you. There, now that you know what it feels like, you do it yourself. See how easy it is? Now take either above or below. Look at it, show it around, allow the folks here in the studio audience and at home. Would you show it to that camera right over there with the red eye? That one over there that needs the Visine. That's it. Look at it, let them see it, and put it back. That means return it. By just setting it right into the deck like that. Now, you were to watch the hands. Did you see anything go up the sleeve?
No.
Nothing. Good. The trick will work then. That means we can do it all over again, and now that you know what to watch for, you watch even more carefully. Watch very, very carefully. Second card, if you would, right out of the deck. Take it out, above or below. Not both, just one. Look at it, show it around. You watching the hands? Good. You'll notice in no time till they leave the end of the arms. Many have said it before and gotten, sometimes, not even that much response. Oh, did you have a chance?
Yeah.
We were just wasting time. Okay. And would you return it as before? Now then, your big chance now. I'm going to ask you to call out the first number that comes to your mind between 1 and 20, rather high. Name it. High
18.
number between what?
18.
18. You may change your mind if you wish. 18. Rather interesting thing, he should say 18. You know why? Because the card that you selected is 18 from the top of this deck as it stands right now. Do you believe it?
Yes.
You do? Oh, well, I won't do the trick then. But there may be some skeptics here. Let me prove for them. Through the sense of touch, and through the sense of touch of my fingertips only, I am going to pick 18 cards off the top of this deck. 17. There it is. 18. Just 18. You may hold them. You needn't count them. You can take my word for it. You needn't count them. You can take my word for it. And the next card, right there, the very next card off the top of the deck, is the first of the two cards that this gentleman upon my right selected. How about that? There we go. That's the first card. Wait a minute, what do you mean, no, it was not? It certainly was.
It was the second card.
No, it was not the second card, it was the first. The second was the 7 of diamonds. This is the first one, the queen, remember? Is that correct? Is that correct? All right. He said it was not. So what I'd like you to do is to take that card. You keep it as a little... What's the matter now? Now it's the 10. You can't do anything right, can you? He's trying to mess up a good trick. Now then, would you count the cards into my hands one at a time and see how many are there? We have 1, we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, the number you asked for. How about that?
When we invited Mark Wilson to join us on this tribute to the art of grand illusion, he accepted on the condition that he could perform a feat never before seen on television. And you are about to see why this one never has been seen before. The astonishing illusion that Mark is about to perform has been in preparation for the last 2 years. And he has a workshop in California, and Mark and his 35 assistants have been working around the clock to complete and perfect this really mind-boggling mystery that you're about to see. However, what Mark is trying to accomplish is untested and is somewhat dangerous. It's, well, I'd say in the whole history of grand illusion, no one has ever attempted to vanish a full-scale, unrigged automobile in midair. And so for that reason, the stage is about to be cleared of all extraneous personnel, and as soon as the Volvo is in position, I have to remind everybody to please leave the immediate performing area. So, you see it now, history being made on television. Mark, good luck. I'm getting out of the way. For an illusion to be grand, it doesn't have to be huge in scale. And using simply ordinary objects like coins, cigarettes, handkerchiefs, our next magician can do extraordinary things. Since 1947, he has been partially retired and largely a teacher of magic. And for me, it has been a great pleasure studying with him and hoping that some of his genius and technique will maybe rub off on me. They never do for some reason. And also his incomparable style. He's a legend among magicians. And ladies and gentlemen, in one of his rare television appearances, the incomparable Slydini. Mr. Slydini, or Tony, I never get tired of seeing you do magic with coins. Let me point out, and maybe they can take a close-up of this, that however these may appear on your screen, these are solid American silver dollars. The beauty of Slydini's work is that he doesn't use any gimmicks. He's abandoned all of that, and he uses simply the real, honest-to-God object as it appears to be and nothing else.
And this is an English penny.
And that's real, too.
Now, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How many coins I have here all together?
6. Oh, 7.
7. Confused already.
Perhaps someone else would be better. Okay.
I take a 3 in the right hand, 3, only 3, right?
Right.
3. Yeah. Now, the English penny is where? Right hand or left?
Right hand.
Fine. Now, 3 in the left hand, right? 3, only 3, right?
Right.
You know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to pass those 3 coins from the left hand through the table. They're all going to wind up in the right hand. Now, would you believe it then?
Yeah.
How?
Shall I be honest? You did something.
Well, you say yeah.
Well, I don't think.
Okay, now let me show you. Look. Yeah, you don't have to say a word.
Okay.
I know the way you look.
Okay.
I didn't do anything. Now, if I have a 3 on the left,
Okay.
how many are you supposed to have on the right?
3.
3?
3.
You sure?
Absolutely. Oh, 4. Yes, because of the English penny. Could we get someone with an IQ up here? I'm sorry,
Yeah,
4.
anybody can come here. So I have it. You're right. I got $3 and an English penny.
Right.
Satisfied?
4, yes.
So, here I have a 3, the
Yeah.
English penny, 4, here. And how many here?
3.
Did you ever see a miracle before?
Am I going to see one now?
I hope so. Now, let me see. You don't answer one. Now, here. No. Maybe here. Impossible. The center, here. Ah, here it is. Look. Come on. Yup. You know, I know what's wrong with you.
What?
Too many coins.
Yes.
Let's take 2 out. I make easy for you, so easy, you have no idea. Look, 4 coins. This is beautiful. This I enjoy myself. Look, 2 and 2. Here they are, right? But you don't know where they are. Guess anyway.
I'm going to guess that there are 2 here
And
and 2 there.
you're so nice. You try to please me, huh? Not the way you look.
No,
Look, before I go any further, I have to show you because I know the way you look.
Okay.
I didn't do anything. So now if I have a 2 on the left, how many are supposed to have on the right?
2.
No.
What?
Yeah?
Yeah, 2.
Well, let me see.
Yeah.
You're right. But the best of all, the best. 1 and... Right? Too many coins. Let's take. I use only 2 this time. Now, if you don't see this 2, it's not so good.
No.
You really should see 2. It's so simple. You have no idea. This is the one I enjoy myself. I practice in my own palette 1,000 times, and I laugh like a crazy. Wait and see. It's beautiful.
Okay.
Look, number 1. And number 2. Watch. Yeah. And here they are. Look. I'm going to use only 1. If you don't see this 1, you quit. You quit.
Okay.
Can't see anything. It's not fair. You're not right. But this is about the best.
Yes?
I do very slow so you can see. One coin. Look, one. Here. First, through the table. And disappear. Now, people think I use a sleeve. It's not true because it's right here. If from here goes there. If from there it comes here, look. If from here goes there. And that's what looks good.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I can take it from there, and I can put it here, and come out here. I'll do it again. Look, first, here, right? See? Come out here. And from here, raise up, look on the bottom, and disappear, Nothing you can do. It's always here. If from here goes there again, it comes here again. Raise them slow up, this way, slow, see, and disappear. No one can do it. And it's right here. Okay?
Harry Blackstone Jr. is now going to perform a dangerous and spellbinding illusion that has never before been seen on television. It's a modern version of his father's famous illusion, the giant buzzsaw, and it has not been performed since the elder Blackstone's death. Tonight will mark the premiere performance of this modern version of the buzzsaw. Now, before we begin, I really am going to have to ask the studio audience to remain absolutely silent and still during the execution of, let me change that to the performance of this death-defying illusion, because absolute quiet is essential. Any noise, any distraction could be harmful, and dangerous is the word I'm avoiding. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you will obey those instructions, now here is Blackstone's giant buzzsaw.
Of wood in half, or anything else that were placed beneath it. You know, it's said that hypnotism can be used in order to stop the flow of blood during surgical operations. During this that I'm about to do, we will in fact use hypnotism, because I'm about to place a little lady beneath that saw blade. So watch. This metal holder. Now place the wood into the metal holder, and then place it all beneath the little lady. See what the saw does to the wood. 2.
To me, it's really been magic to have appeared with these master illusionists, and I'd like to thank them all for dazzling and delighting us this evening. Harry Blackstone Jr. Slydini. The great Tomsoni. Siegfried and Roy. Mark Wilson. And last and certainly least, Bob Rosengarten and the orchestra. From all of them and from all of us, thank you and good night.
Thank you.